This week on the Digital Coffee, Twitter fleets are no more. Instagram Insights get an update, and finally, Clubhouse gets direct messaging. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb, and before we get started, there's things I need to tell you because I keep forgetting to tell you. Number one, at 10:30 a.m. if you want to come and continue this conversation on Twitter, I will be hosting a Twitter space alongside Making Zhang and Dan Holloway to discuss this week's news. And they have different perspectives, and you're more than welcome to join in and add your perspectives as well. You will find a pinned tweet. If you're on Twitter, it's pinned to the top of my profile. That is where you go. Second thing, if you are watching on Facebook, I almost said Twitter then. If you're watching on Facebook, which I know a lot of you are, if you comment on this broadcast, you're going to get a direct message straight away with a copy of the Digital Coffee newspaper, so you can go and review the stories afterwards. If you don't know what to comment, and I can see lots of you are commenting already, so you don't need a prompt, but there is a question of the week. I want to know, how often do you share Instagram posts into your stories? How often do you share that? And of course, there's a reason I'm asking you that. It will all be revealed in the news. Or you can just say hello, or you can, say what you're drinking. Is it tea? Is it coffee? Is it something else? Because as you know, I'm not allowed my cup of coffee until the show is finished. So I am desperate for a cup of coffee. I'd love to know what you're talking about. If you're not watching on Facebook, that is fine. If you're watching on YouTube, there is pinned to the top of the chat box and in the description of this a link that you can go to register to get the newspaper each week. So let's talk to you. You're leaving comments like mad. I can't keep up with you. Firstly, good morning to Barbara, who is watching on YouTube. Great to see you here. Good morning to Lee, who said she used to post every day to Instagram, both on the stories on the feed, and then you slackened off and you're picking up again now that you're opening the business a little bit more. But the question is then, are you sharing your posts that you have in the feed into your stories? I'd love to know the answer to that. Good morning to Mel, who we haven't seen for a while. Great to see you here, Mel. Great that you were able to make it live. And Lee says she's in the office because it's cooler and she's drinking coffee. Ginny says she doesn't post the stories every day for her clients. They don't have 10k followers, so it's a way of creating... I use posts to stories every day for my clients. They don't have 10k followers, so it's a way of creating a swipe up for more link. Now you have to explain that to me. I'm confused. Mel says that she posts Instagram posts to her stories every time that she does a reel. And Ginny says, yes, reels too. Yes, Lee. Drink that coffee. That's okay. You rarely share. It really needs to resonate with you. Good morning to May King, who will be joining me for the Twitter spaces at 10:30 a.m. Yes, so much to discuss. Good morning to James, who's also watching on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. If I sometimes share my feed posts to my stories. Okay, there is a reason I'm asking you this question. It will become apparent. But before then, let's talk news.
Hi, I'm Carmel Siri, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
As you know, insights and analytics are a vital part of your digital marketing strategy. Without insights and analytics to see if what we're doing is working, you will fall victim to my new latest happiest phrase, which is random acts of social media. Because you're not measuring, because you're not analyzing, it's so easy to fall into that trap. And one thing about Instagram is, to be honest, Their insights are just totally pants. But over the last while, it's like they know this and they've been working on it. So insights on desktop, still pants. Insights on mobile, they seem to be making some upgrades too. And I wonder if when we get the full desktop version of Instagram, which I know has started rolling out in the States, will this improve? So they added some new features recently, but now they have added one which I think is so useful. It may not sound exciting when I tell you, but now instead of only being able to view, I think it was 28 days worth of insights, you will now be able to see how your posts have been doing for the last 60 days. So they've doubled the amount of time that you can see insights for. And they're actually going to expand this to 90 days soon as well, which is great because, your last 30 days can tell you a certain amount, but the more data you have to work for, the more you can understand what is happening for your business. So if you want to access this, it is live now on my Instagram account, and I'm not a big Instagrammer, so I'm imagining if you have a business account or a creator account, this is there now. When you go into Insights, you'll see I've got a screen share. It's very small. You probably can't see it. If you go into Insights, it will say 7 days at the top. And when you click that, it gives you some options. It opens a calendar view, which is great. And you can actually select the time scale that you want to measure for. So you can go back as far as 60 days and get a full list of how your account is performing for those 60 days. I welcome this from Instagram. I want to see more of this. I would like to see a correlation between what we see on mobile and what we see on desktop. Most marketers have to do their analytics and their reporting from desktop. So we need to see more of this sort of thing, please. Thank you. I know I can see I've got some comments. Firstly, Ginny says Instagram insights are pants. Yes, totally pants. I can see we've got Kate here who is drinking tea. I can see Deirdre. Great to see you, Deirdre. Thank you for joining me. Good morning. Good morning, Sylvia. Great to see you here. You haven't missed much. That's okay. Just me ranting about Instagram insights. And just I can see Ginny has updated us. Using posts to stories creates a link back to the post. So the viewers then read that post. Yes. Okay. I understand you now. Okay, perfect. Okay, don't forget to let me know if you've just joined me. The question of the week is, how often do you share a post from the feed into your stories on Instagram? I'd love to know the answer to that, or just tell me what is in your cup.
Hi, I'm Kyra Fingleton from Glamping Under the Stars, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
You know one thing we do, let me get rid of this comment. You know one thing that we do in business, we do way too much of the wrong stuff, and we hang on to doing that wrong stuff for a long time. Stuff that isn't working for us, stuff that isn't delivering for us. Yet it's part of our routine. We keep doing it over and over and over and over again. And sometimes I think we would be better off taking a leaf out of Social Network's book. Because social networks will get rid of a feature as soon as it's not working anymore. And that's exactly what Twitter has just done. You couldn't have missed the news. Twitter has got rid, or is getting rid of, Fleets, that's Twitter stories, on the 3rd of August. Fleets will be no more. And this tool has only been available less than a year. We have had Fleets globally. And why are they getting rid of it? Because it doesn't work, because people aren't using it as much as they expected people to use it. So they're getting rid of Fleets. They're going to keep that space at the top where Fleets currently are for Spaces, which means that gives more room to promote their new thing, that is Spaces. They say they're going to take some of the features from Fleets, like full screen images, like being able to annotate with text on the top, like being able to add GIFs. They're going to keep that, but it'll be part of your regular posts on Twitter. And if you've been on Twitter long enough, you'll know that those features used to be there before Fleets as well. They moved over to Fleets. So it's kind of going back in time. But they're brave to get rid of this. They're brave because they knew it wasn't working. I'm sure they had a time scale in mind and they haven't met their goals. How cool would it be if we did that every single time with our businesses instead of wasting time on stuff that doesn't work for us? Just a comment there from Kate that she posts every time that she posts on her feed, which is daily, she will post to an Instagram story. Like I say, there is a reason I am asking you this question. What's next on the news? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Charlie Lawrence and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
As a business, Facebook groups have become more than just a place where people go to talk about a specific topic. They've become a place where you can collaborate with other businesses, with other brands. So you can do things like, you can promote other businesses and brands, but I'm talking more about the way that we get people to come into our groups and maybe offer trainings or offer their expertise to our groups. And Facebook is introducing a new feature which is actually going to formalize this process. It's called Group Experts. And Group Experts, as an admin of a group, you will be able to go in and you'll be able to choose people within your group to be experts. And they'll get a little badge that they'll be able to they'll be next to their profile, which means when they're interacting in the group, people will be able to see that, yes, this person is an expert. This person's opinion is to be trusted because they're an expert. It will help people make decisions about the replies and the information that they're getting. Also, group experts will be able to host Q&As within the group. You can, of course, let them host lives. You can do that already, but it's bringing that collaboration tool on board. But that's not the most exciting thing. No, they're starting with fitness professionals. So I can see Mel is here. Mel is a fitness professional, and gamers. They're starting with fitness professionals and gamers, and these people will actually be able to register themselves as experts in a certain thing, like yoga is the example they give, outside of the groups. And group admins will then be able to search people who have this expertise and invite them as an expert into your group. So it's going to be a really good way for you to collaborate and find new people to collaborate with. Because I think one of the problems with collaborations is we're all in our little bubbles and it's the same people bouncing around into all the groups. This is going to give people the opportunity to find new people. And finally, it's related and unrelated. In this news, they announced that experts would be able to automatically invite people who engage with their pages to their groups automatically. So I went and had a look at my Facebook page, and the group has to be owned by you to do this. I went to my Facebook page and looked at the groups that my Facebook page owned, and that option is there for me. This is my page. Right at the top in my group thing, there is the option to auto invite anyone who engages with my page, which in one way is really exciting. It's going to make that process so much easier. But in another way, I know people don't like being invited to groups. They always wonder why they're invited to groups, because you're kind of catapulted into the group for a short period of time to see what it's about before you accept the invitation. People start seeing the post in their feed and they don't like that. So the big question is, it's great that we can do this, but should we do it? It's a bit like everything on social media, really, isn't it?
Hello, this is Rob Charles, the voice of Mike on Forever FM on Peter Kay's Car Share. BAFTA award winning, I've got to say, but I've not seen the BAFTA yet. Anyway, you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Enjoy. I'm on tea. Shh.
If you meet someone on Clubhouse and you like them, you're getting on with them in a conversation, if you wanted to progress that relationship a little bit further, you always had to leave Clubhouse. So you had to go to Instagram Direct, or you had to go into Twitter and message them there, or maybe Messenger or WhatsApp. All that happened on Clubhouse was that public conversation. Until now, because finally Clubhouse have realised this is a key feature that people want. Why are we sending people off our platform to somewhere else when we could keep them here? So this week they have launched something maybe badly named backchannel. And backchannel is basically direct messaging within Clubhouse. It's text-based, it's not voice-based, it's text-based, so it's exactly the same as using any other messaging platform. And this is so much needed on Clubhouse. I'm delighted to see that it's there, because it did seem that, there was going to be a lot of friction between a conversation with someone on Clubhouse and progressing it forward, whereas now it can all happen in platform. And they also made it that Clubhouse is no longer invite only this week. I do worry that maybe it's a little bit too late. This is something they should have baked in at the beginning, and it seems weird to me that they haven't. But let's welcome it with open arms. Maybe I'll even go and have another look at Clubhouse now I know I can do this. Great. I can see Making commented on Twitter. Yay on getting rid of fleets and focusing on promoting Twitter Spaces. Absolutely. I did find that fleets, I wasn't using it as much as I thought I would. So I think it's probably good. What's the saying? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I don't like being added to groups without being asked first. So I wouldn't do it to others. So there's the thing. Yeah, I think that's the problem. And even though they brought in this new invite process, it still always feels like you've been added to a group rather than being invited to a group, which I don't think is a good thing. They need to fix that first. If an invite was just you got an invite and you could say yay or nay, that would be fine. But that actual just dumping you into the group for a little while, I agree with you, Lee. It's a bad thing.
Hi, I'm Catherine Mason and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Let's face it, it is difficult to create good content for TikTok. Sure, you can go and create a quick little 30-second vertical video now, but is it good? Is it TikTok-y enough? If you were creating an advert, is it good enough for the advert that it fits into the platform, that people won't be like, that's just not on brand for TikTok? And this is a problem for businesses. But what if instead of that, you could find people that were creating user-generated content, or even encourage people to create user-generated content about your business and then use their posts in your ads? Well, that's exactly what you are going to be able to do on TikTok now. So you will be able to go and search for people talking about your business already. With the agreement of the creator, you will now be able to advertise those posts so that it reaches extra people. So it's good for businesses, even if nobody's talking about you now. Like I say, you could do some sort of competition or encourage user-generated content on TikTok so that you would have a bank of content to promote. It's good because you're going to be able to find new influencers. We're going to be able to find micro influencers, creators, same thing. Going to be able to find micro influencers with smaller and more engaged audiences that you would never have found before, and promote their content. And for the creators themselves, they're going to, if they want to succeed, if they want to grow on TikTok, if they want to be an influencer, they will go and create content around brands, around things that they use, hoping that that brand will find them and promote their content, because that gives them the opportunity to reach a lot more people and build more brand collaborations. So instead of a creator having to go to a brand or hope that a brand comes to them, you will actually be able to get benefit possibly from just creating anyway. I love this. I think this is a really good solution to what is the ads problem on TikTok. And I love the way that, even though I'm not a TikToker, really, I like to look. I do think this is a great way to use TikTok and a great way to use influencer marketing. So a whole new way of creating influencers. So I know people have the word influencer has a negative connotation, but I think that's why people are using the word creator instead. It's just people talking about your business. So it's not always that. We're not looking for the Kim Kardashians or the pink people here. By pink people, I mean Instagram, obviously. We're just looking for talented people who are able to make content around us. So yeah, creating better influencers, Barbara, I think, is what we're looking at. Creating influencers that are based on being incredible at creating short videos. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
Hi, I'm Lee from Wellshot and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Cheers.
When your competitor stops doing something well, that is a real opportunity for you as a business. And I'm wondering if this is what has been going through Twitter's head. Because this week they are experimenting with a new layout for Twitter images, and the new layout expands it so there is no white space at the side. There's no border on it. It's just your image for people to view. And Twitter are saying, let me just get that off the screen. Twitter are saying that people are liking the new bigger images. So now if you scroll through your mobile feed on Twitter, images are showing in full where they used to just be sliced into a little piece. And they say people are enjoying that. So why not test new ways to show them off? Now, what's interesting here is that a couple of weeks ago, Instagram announced that they are no longer a square photo sharing app. That is not what they're about anymore. If that's not what they're about, there is a gap in the market because people like sharing photographs. And could that gap in the market be swept up by Twitter? Could all the people that love sharing images on Instagram move to Twitter as a new place to share those photos and images? Might be a long shot, but it's possible. I did see a few photographers who'd commented on the original tweet from Twitter about this, saying they didn't think it was a good idea because they felt that their images were showed off better when there was a white border around it. So it'll be interesting to see how this progresses. But Twitter really do have that opportunity to pick up the slack when Instagram falls off. Here's Deirdre. You put it out there now, Amanda. Now Twitter are making it more visual. I'm pretty sure I did talk about that before, that Twitter should be the place to do it. So, Twitter can pay me the money they make from this if they do it. What do you think?
This is May King from The FOMO Creator, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
So Twitter fleets are gone. And, Twitter fleets were full of shared tweets. People sharing their tweets into fleets. Guilty as charged. That's what I use them for the most, so that I could get extra exposure on my tweets. And maybe, just maybe, that's why it hasn't taken off like Twitter thought it would. And actually, Instagram has had this problem too. Instagram doesn't like people sharing posts into stories because they say people don't like seeing them as much. And they've tried a few ways to stop this happening over the last while. For example, they've said they were going to use the algorithm to pull stuff back that was just shared Instagram posts because people didn't want to see them. Then they realized that wasn't a good solution because there were some shared things that people wanted to see. Their latest thing that they're doing is an Instagram reshare sticker. And this reshare sticker, when you click it, so instead of sharing from the feed, you normally see the post in the feed and you share it to your story. You'll have to use this reshare sticker. When you click the reshare sticker in stories, it will show you posts that you've recently seen. Not just posts from the feed, it will show you stories, it will show you reels, it will show you IGTV. And you'll get to select from those which post you want to share to your stories or reel or whatever it is. And when you share it, it is like a sticker. It's not that big ugly thing that you used to get that was just the same format over and over again. This is actually, will share as a sticker that you'll be able to decorate. You'll be able to have whatever you want in the background. It will just become a bit like an animated GIF sticker on top, which makes it far more attractive and far less boring to look at when you're looking at Instagram stories. I do think this is actually, let me get rid of that. I do think this is actually a winner. So for all of you that I was asking about sharing Instagram tweets, what do you think? Instagram posts into stories. What do you think? Is this a better way of doing it? Will it stop you sharing quite so much? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. So see 2 questions there. Shane is asking, when are fleets disappearing? The 3rd of August, they're saying the 3rd of August. Ginny, what are Instagram if not an image platform? Well, Ginny, you obviously missed the big news that Adam Mosseray says they are no longer this. They are going to start promoting a lot more reel-like content. So it's going to be a lot more full screen stuff. So I'm imagining more stories. Reels will appear in your feed, full screen, a lot more video stuff. They really want to move away from images. They really want to change direction. And whether this is a good thing or not, I don't know. But it does leave that gap in the market. That is it for the digital marketing news today. I'm just going to go over here and melt into a little puddle. This is the end of the heat wave in Ireland, apparently. Whew. I will see you same bat time, same back place, or I will see you at 10:30 a.m. on Twitter, in Twitter Spaces. Check my pinned tweet if you want to join in, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.